Hi guys, this is Tina back in for another quick story. I'm going to go ahead and talk about online dating again. The reason I focus so much on this is just because I know that a lot of people are doing it, and a lot of people are not doing their checks, or just making sure they're safe. So I offer just free information for that, to keep you safe, or try to keep you safe. Obviously, I've said before, there's no foolproof of any date that you're going to be safe, because you really never know until you trust someone, and you never know what's going on in the back of someone's head. So there is this search engine that I have used in the past when I was doing online dating. I don't use it anymore. It's called True People Search. You can use it from Google or from Siri. Just go to True People Search and type in whatever phone number that was given to you and the name, and just to see if there's a match. And then you'll see past addresses and things like that. Some of it might not be in chronological order, correct, but it is public record, so you can find out a lot about a person through the phone number that they give you. Or also, there's a lot of catfishing that goes on out there as well. So you can. I caught a person that was catfishing me on a dating website. This was a while back, and I ran the number and actually came back it was a female. So I thought I was talking to a male. And then once I confronted her, she flipped out and hacked my account. It was weird. So anyway, yeah, there's just a lot of craziness that goes on out there, and so just trying to help keep you safe. The person that I want to talk about today, her name is Nicole White, and she lived in Washington. This happened in 2015. So she went on to a dating website, and she met a man named Jonathan Daniel Harris, and they went out on a date. So obviously Jonathan, he ended up pleading guilty to the second degree murder and third degree murder charges. Prosecutors were able to get a conviction for him for 26 years. But this is kind of crazy, because I think the sentencing happened in around 2015. It's 2023, so it's already been 8. That means he could spend half. Could he spend half the time in jail and get out soon? That's kind of scary to think that a person that did this, I'm going to get more into the story, could possibly be in our population within the next decade, or even possibly less. So anyway, Nicole White and Jonathan Harris had gone to a bar that night and met for an online date. So this was again in Washington. So that night, he ended up taking her home, and then they ended up, she disappeared, and so they ended up reporting her missing. Her mother reported her missing the following day, which was June 7th, to let the authorities know that her daughter's missing and that she had gone on an online date. So they were able to find out that she had gone out on a date with a man named Jonathan Daniel Harris, like I just mentioned, and that later her body was found, and her body was found wrapped in a tarp, and her car had been disposed of into the trees. So the prosecution was able to, according to this article, it's from the News Tribune. It talks about how the prosecutors were able to get him to admit to what he did, and to admit to where he put her, and also how, we don't have any SA information or anything like that, but what we do have is the fact that he was 6'7", she at 270 pounds, and she was 4'11", 110 pounds at the most. So, and I can't imagine what this poor girl went through. She's just so young, and then also she's so small, and he's almost, gosh, he's huge. So for a female to go against any male, even at the same stature, is bad. But imagine someone at that stature against a female. That's just crazy. So whatever happened, he admits to killing her. There's no specific reason why. The plea deal was just, that he confessed to what he did. So he got a 26-year sentence, but again, he could be up for parole in half the time. Most of the people do half the time, and it's just pretty scary to think that this guy could be out there on the streets in possibly a decade. I'm sure there's plenty of them out there, but that's why I tell you to, when you go online on a date, just make sure you try to cross-reference the phone numbers and the information that's given to you. People will reveal a lot about themselves in a conversation, so you can pick things up about like where they work or things that they do, you know, over the phone or whatever. Also, it's also suggested that you meet them in a public place, and just, you know, just be careful. Don't walk anyone, you know, with anyone to your car in the first on the first date, or, you know, just play it safe, even if you feel a good vibe, because a lot of these psychopaths come off very charismatic, and then, you know, they end up just totally just bludgeoning or killing people. They already have it in their head before they even meet the person online that they're going to commit this crime. So, you know, it's very scary to think that we've allowed ourselves to be so vulnerable to this, and that we so easily trust people. You know, a phone conversation doesn't say much about anyone. People, women and men, have been trapped. You know, like I said, there have been stories about men that have been trapped. So Nicole White, unfortunately, she was just looking for fun and love in a, you know, relationship online, and she ends up losing her life due to, you know, this man's scary and psychotic intentions. It's, again, to me, it's very scary that this person could be possibly up for parole, even in 26 years. I mean, I think he's like 39 years old or 40. So just think about that. Like, even if he's let go after, let's say, 25 years or whatever the circumstances are, he's still physically able to hurt someone. And a sadistic person, to just have it in his mind prior to the date, likely that he was just going to beat this person to death, you know, and just his intentions were to kill her. It's mind-boggling that this is not life. I believe that in Washington State, this was the maximum that they were able to get, because he did do a plea agreement with the prosecution to confess to exactly what he did, as far and the details that I am only able to find. I didn't find anything about SA, but I'm not saying that didn't happen. I don't know. That's not in the information that I have, but it just shows that he did beat her, a bludgeon, and then wrap her in tarp. He then goes and he takes her body and he dumps it near a lake. And then after he does that, takes her car and he just drives it into the trees, and then he walks home from there. And that's it. That's it for this poor person, you know, Nicole White. Like, gosh, it's just unimaginable to think that you're just going out for a night just to have fun and possibly have some type of love interest, and she lost her life over it. So just be safe out there, guys. Go ahead and, you know, again, like I said, I'm not being paid for this. I would appreciate a subscribe, though. That would help me. You know, I'm always going to hit you up for that. I mean, it helps me. But it also helps me get the information out to people. Like I said, even if I've just helped one person, like, to me, that's a big deal. If you want to comment or say anything, I would really love to hear back if this has helped you at all. Oh my gosh, I would really love to hear back from that too. But remember, this works both ways. So when you give your phone number out, they could also use the same search engine on you and find out where you live. So now you have to worry about stalkers, you know. So I have a friend that I have had warned about that. Like, you have to be careful, because, you know, once a person gets your number or knows where you live, and you don't see that you're dating a psychopath right away, obviously, or a stalker, which I'm not sure if they're considered in the same category, but it would seem like a mental illness either way, you know. You're just giving out too much information, and I feel like we're just, especially as women and men, are putting ourselves in vulnerable situations with people we do not know. And so just go do your due diligence. Again, check True People Search. It's a public website. I'm not being paid for this, okay? Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. I hope you will subscribe. Take care. Talk to you soon.